Hello and happy Friday, everybody. Here's coming up tonight on Now. Last week, there was a lot of controversy surrounding national anthems played at NFL stadiums all across the country. Well, this weekend, the Portland Police Department's Honor Guard will be in Foxborough to present colors. We will hear from them.
Speaking of controversy, Lewiston's dentist, Dr. Kip Bax, now facing the dental board. We'll tell you what they had to say.
And the new pro hockey team in Maine has a name. We'll tell you all about it. Have a live guest.
This is News Center now.
Yelling stop, help, just screaming.
These 5 cases, he's pulled exactly the teeth that the patient consented.
The Maine Board of Dental Practice will decide the fate of embattled oral surgeon Dr. Jan Kip Bax after hearing complaints from patients and the doctor's side of the story.
And the Maine Mariners make their triumphant return. You voted to go retro and pay homage to Portland's very first professional hockey team.
Plus, we have a representative from the newly minted Mariners visiting us today to talk about the process and what is next for the ECHL team. Good evening, everyone. I am Amanda Hill.
And I'm Lee Goldberg. Before we get to that and how I was right about the team name, I don't like to really talk about when I'm right, so this is a rare opportunity for me to do so. We are going to get to a new development in the Dr. Kip Bax case.
Yeah, a few months ago we introduced you to Megan, who accused a Lewiston oral surgeon of pulling the wrong teeth using unsterilized tools and ignoring her extreme pain. Now Dr. Kip Bax could lose his license. Megan was asked to testify at his hearing before the Board of Dental Practice.
Now, neither Dr. Kip Bax nor his attorney wanted to defend his practice when we first ran that story, but then today, before the Maine Dental Board, his attorney was eager to explain. Patients told investigators about painful experiences that they had with Dr. Kip Bax, including telling him to stop in the middle of procedures, with him refusing to do so. The doctor's attorney told members of the board deciding his fate his client did nothing wrong. Patient Catherine Clavitt described her experience of having teeth pulled so she could get dentures. She said Dr. Kip Bax did not wait for the pain medication to take effect. She said that she spent a half hour to 40 minutes in pain. Kip Bax's attorney disputed that claim.
I started trying to grab his hand and from my mouth, and I was screaming, stop, help. The nurse was holding my right hand down. My left hand was taped to the chair with the IV, and he didn't stop.
There's not one case where they don't stop. They will tell you they've never physically restrained a patient.
The hearings continue tomorrow, then again over 2 days in November. When they conclude, the board can dismiss the complaints or take disciplinary action that could include anything from a warning to a fine to a suspension to complete revocation of his license to practice.
You know, Ed Snyder started the Maine Mariners over 40 years ago and had great success many number of years here. And we hope to rekindle that excitement, and we're going to be entrenched in the community. We're excited about it. We're trying to do this a step at a time. I think with a year, we got a year to get our legs underneath us, and we're going to do our best to do the right things, and we're here for the long haul.
Probably no surprise here, but dreams do come true. The new ECHL team in Portland will be called the Maine Mariners. The name was chosen by voters over the last few months. Portland's original hockey team was called the Maine Mariners back in 1977. Then last year, the Portland Pirates moved to Springfield, and today there are a lot of happy hockey fans in our state.
I think your bias is showing, Lee.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I am totally neutral and unbiased in every way. I had no rooting interest, and I didn't really care who they chose.
Right. Obviously. None at all.
What?
Okay, joining us is Adam Goldberg, Vice President of Business Operations
not
for the
related,
team.
By the way, not related.
Yes.
Obviously, this brought up a lot of conversation. How many voters did you have?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd like to say it's fitting that we go from a dental story into a sport that maybe you need the most dental work. So I think it's a nice, good segue. But yeah, we're happy that we finally were able to release the team name. We came to the decision Early last week, so I've been really training myself over the last few days not to say any team names out loud, so it is a little bit weird for the Maine Mariners name to come off the tongue, but I'm excited about finally having a team name.
We talked about this. You've had thousands of people interested in your team name, and you're a year away from playing. So no matter what got chosen, there's so much value for you there because people care about this hockey team that's not even here yet.
Absolutely. It's conversations that we're having. We don't have to force it upon people. People are coming to us, telling us what they think about what the team name should be, what we need to do. Obviously, one big piece of our business plan is getting into the community, and that's why we did the announcement today at the Boys and Girls Club of Southern Maine.
Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, but the Maine Mariners left. The Portland Pirates left. So, I mean, business model-wise, what will you guys do differently so that this Maine Mariners team actually does stay?
Well, that's a loaded
Big
question. Yeah, I'll do my best, and then, but no, including the community, making sure that people feel a part of the team is obviously a big part. If they trust us, if they are proud of what we do, then they will end up coming to the game. Obviously, the success of a hockey team depends on how many people show up to the game, but I think the things that we can control, controlling the controllables, is just making sure that we're a good part of the community. We're offering great, affordable family fun to come to the games, an entertaining night out with the family. That's really going to be the basis of the business model, I guess, and we'll see what happens.
All right, grab your jersey, Lee. A lot of people want to know what's going to be different, if anything, from the old
new
here.
logo.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be a copy and paste version. We put out an RFP for logo design, so that deadline passed on Wednesday. So we're looking at various design companies to create a new logo. It's going to be a new logo, new color scheme. And we want it to obviously be a part of Maine and the Maine culture still, but I think it's worth a fresh start. Obviously, people see that logo and they think Maine, they think hockey, and we will not forget that logo. It'll be prominent in our various promotions and throwback nights, but we're looking forward to a fresh start here. This is a new team. This is a new start for us.
Well, you'll also be seeing that in the stands at all the games. So
Yes.
there you go.
I'm
Keep
sure
an eye
I'm
out.
gonna try to get my seats back, the ones I had in '77. I could probably fit a little bit better in them now. So,
Well,
all
we'll
right,
see.
Adam, thank you very
Thanks,
much for your time. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Congratulations on a new name.
All right, a chill in the air this morning, so football fans will need to bring their coats tonight.
That is true because it's football night,
Right.
and because meteorologist Ryan Breton and Stormy are out with our fifth quarter crew tonight. He's got to look at our first forecast. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, Lee and Amanda, that's right. It's sunny. It's warm out here right now in the mid-60s. This is actually one of the warmest spots in the state with plenty of sunshine. But as soon as that sun starts to set, the temperatures are going to drop. Take a look at where the temperatures are right now. We're in the lower 60s in much of central and southern Maine, but 50s off to the north. It's only 54 in Rangeley and about 50 degrees in Caribou. And overnight tonight, it's another cool night, dipping into the 40s for many of us, 30s in the mountains and in northern Maine. So those temperatures are going to drop pretty quickly as we go through the evening. You can see all of the sunshine in central and southern Maine. There are a few more clouds off to the north, and off to the west there's some rain, and that rain is going to arrive, but I think it's going to hold off until after all of these high school football games. So the story out here tonight is going to be the dropping temperatures this evening, right around 60 at kickoff, but you'll be putting that sweatshirt on as we head into halftime and definitely into the second half of those games with temperatures that are going to be dropping back into the 50s. I'm out here at Westbrook with Jess Gagne. We'll talk more about the game, and Jess Conley will have your full forecast in a few minutes.
All right,
All
thanks,
right, Ryan, thank you very much. Other news from today now, hundreds of undocumented immigrants were rounded up in sanctuary cities, according to Customs and Immigration Enforcement officials. ICE representatives said the raids, called Operation Safe City, targeted those who had a history of violence or gang affiliation and were in this country illegally. Nobody from Maine was arrested, but 50 people in Massachusetts were found.
U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is warning Americans to stay out of Cuba, saying embassy staff in Havana may be victims of health attacks. About a year ago, Foreign Service workers started reporting brain injuries, hearing loss, and headaches. They claim there are bizarre acoustic or sonic events at their homes or Havana hotel. Because of these strange incidents, Secretary Tillerson ordered more than half of the Havana embassy to return to the States and said visas will be halted indefinitely.
All right, if you visited a Whole Foods recently, you have to stick around for our next story because this is what you're going to need to know about a data breach, and that's coming up. Plus,
I just went up to him and he started saying doggy and doggy, and it was pretty cute.
A little boy wandered away from home, but he made a new furry friend on his way back. That story when we return. All right, Whole Foods shoppers may want to keep a close eye on their credit card statements. The Amazon-owned grocery store suffered a data breach, but only for customers who visited the in-store restaurants or tap rooms. Whole Foods says credit and debit cards swiped in the grocery checkout lines are not affected. There's a Somerset Tap House in the Portland location. By the way, Amazon has not said which stores were affected. This is every parent's worst nightmare, to have one of their kids wander from home. But this story out of Lewiston does have a happy ending.
Sit. Speak. I speak. Good boy.
Lewiston police officer Nathan Hood and his K-9 partner Ice were sent to the outskirts of Lewiston where a 3-year-old boy had gone missing. His grandmother told police that she heard her back door shut and then noticed that the little boy was gone. Ice grabbed the boy's scent from his car seat, and after about a 30-minute search, he found him standing chest deep in a brook some ways behind the grandmother's house. The boy then got to play with Ice for a little bit of time, and, well, it certainly looks like the two became pretty fast friends. Officer Hood is humble about the whole situation and said he's very happy that this happy ending makes his job worthwhile.
When Ice found him, Ice went up to him and he started saying doggy and doggy, and it was pretty cute. These are the calls that we like, you know, not the calls necessarily where a kid's missing, but when it's a good outcome, it really looks good on us.
And Officer Hood says that the little boy was totally unharmed, and thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
All right, if you watch us on Facebook Live, you've probably seen some comments asking for happy dog stories on our show. So we listened to you, and we have another one because it's kind of a 2-for-1, actually.
Yeah. Remember the 2 rescue puppies?
Oh.
I do. We introduced you to these yesterday. Baron and Colt have new forever homes as of this morning. Gina Roth from the Animal Refuge League of Greater Portland says the 2 pups have already been adopted. If you scooped one up, please send us a picture. We would love to see how they are doing. How sweet.
I missed them already.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, for all you leaf peepers out there, Sunday may be the day. Jess Conley has a look at the foliage coming up in her full forecast. Plus,
so it's really for the current, the past, and the present, and for what America stands for.
Critical eyes will be watching the Patriots during the national anthem on Sunday, and representatives from the Portland Police Department will be on the field. That story when we come back. Over the summer, members of the Portland Police Department's Honor Guard reached out to former Maine Police Chief Bill Baker about the possibility of maybe presenting colors at a Patriots game.
yeah, Baker is now the chief of police in Foxborough, where the Pats play, and the Portland Guard will head down this weekend. But due to all of the controversy in the NFL last week over the national anthem, the group has found itself in the middle of a national debate.
We're pretty excited, actually. We've done quite a few details together, and sure, the nerves will be flowing, but I think more excitement to be on this great hollow ground of you know, Patriots country, man. This is great stuff, and what a great honor it is for our group to be part of this.
When the members of the Portland Police Department's Honor Guard step onto the field in Foxborough on Sunday, they're well aware a lot of eyes will be not only on them, but on what the players may or may not be doing during the national anthem. This group is well aware of the controversy, and it's something they have talked about, but it's not something they'll be thinking about.
This group behind me is very proud to go down there and represent Portland, Maine Police Department, and stand tall, and we know what we believe in.
The responsibility of being in the Honor Guard is something that this team takes very seriously, and for multiple reasons.
Not only to hold the American flag, the POW, the state, and have our weapons protecting it. This is a big deal. This is our America. This is our whole world, and It's the world we live in, and this is what we need to salute and respect. And we have guys and girls overseas fighting for our freedom. So it's really for the current, the past, and the present, and for what America stands for.
It will be at 1 o'clock in Foxborough Sunday. Check it out. You might see a shot of the Portland Honor Guard on the field before the game. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool. All right, it's week 5 of high school football season.
And tonight, Jessica Gagne live in Westbrook with the Hometown Showdown. Hey, Jess.
Hey guys, yeah, that's right. Undefeated Marshwood coming in to play 2-2 Westbrook, and you may be experiencing a little bit of deja vu. These two teams did meet here last year as well, and if you don't remember the outcome, well, they sure do.
September 16th, 2016, a day that is still fresh in the minds of Marshwood players.
Played so bad. Everyone was mad. Threw a pick 6 for a touchdown at the end of the game.
So that was the worst game that I've been a part of and any of our teammates been a part of. So.
They're talking about last year's regular season meeting with Westbrook when the Hawks lost 34-7, a tough score to swallow for a program that's used to winning.
Got down early in the third quarter and just kind of, I felt that we kind of gave up on the game, so it was extremely disappointing last year.
But this year, Marshwood is back on track, walking into Westbrook with a 4-0 record.
We're definitely looking to go back there and change our reputation in Westbrook.
Richard Goulet has seen a lot of teams play in his 38 years as a volunteer with Marshwood football, and he believes this team has the legs to go all the way.
They're willing to listen and learn and execute and work hard.
In the hopes of bringing home their 3rd Class B gold ball in the last 4 years.
We're looking forward to another opportunity to win the state championship.
That's it, Brady. Westbrook is ready for the rematch.
We're preparing really well for Marshwood. I think we're doing the right things.
The 2-2 Blue Blazes say they have a close-knit group of seniors leading the charge.
We all have a bond with each other. We all have been playing football since we were like little kids.
Joking and having fun, but still knowing when to get down to business.
We get on the field and it's just basically go time.
Bringing their A game to make their mark in Class B.
It doesn't matter that they're undefeated. We just know they're a good team. We're going to prepare for them just like we would any other team.
We're excited to play against those guys. We've had some competitive games with them, so we're looking forward to it.
Kickoff here is at 7 o'clock. Some games are actually kicking off early tonight because of Yom Kippur. As always, we'll have your highlights on the 5th quarter at 11, but you can tune in early to our 5th quarter preview show on Facebook Live at 10 o'clock, where Lee and Amanda, we got a sneak peek. So if you get online, you can get the scores first before any of your friends.
Ooh.
Wow.
All right, thanks, Jess.
All righty.
Okay, came a little bit later than we were expecting, but the colder temperatures are here. We got this photo from Chris Byer in Mount Chase, marking the first time he saw frost on the windshield.
Okay, frost is one thing, but what's up with this? Sunday River is making snow for the first time this season. It was finally cold enough to give those machines a test run. It is September.
I'm okay with that for long.
I mean, God bless the mountains, but how about in winter?
I know.
Just testing.
I know.
You get a test, make sure everything works.
Look, I'm fine with it. I get pumped for snow.
She loves the
which
snow.
I know.
I know.
I know you guys
well
know.
Aware.
But you know, if you don't like the snow in the next couple of days or few days, I guess I should say, temperatures could make it back to 80 degrees. So you might like that. Here's a look at our high temperatures from today. This is actually where we normally are at this time of year. Low to mid 60s were our highs. 62 in Bangor today. Excuse me, 64 in Portland. Now we've cooled off into the upper 50s and low 60s. So it is going to cool off quite a bit tonight. If you are headed out to some of those football games, you're going to notice it out there. It's going to be on the cool side. We have clear skies right now, but we will see some clouds move in and some rain as we get into the day tomorrow. Let's take it through the hour by hour here. Even tonight, if you're out and about kind of later on tonight, upper 40s, lower 50s, make sure you're bundling up. If you're headed to the fair tonight, it's going to be chilly. Getting into tomorrow morning again, you can see some clouds and a few showers across parts of southern Maine, but notice our temperatures, even tomorrow afternoon at around 2 o'clock, our temperatures are only in the mid to upper 50s, a pretty big temperature change yet again. It's going to stay fairly cool for the day tomorrow. Once we get into the day on Sunday, though, things looking much better. We will see some sunshine for most of the day. Sunday, you can see the skies stay nice and clear. Temperatures will be able to warm up at least a little bit more, upper 50s, lower 60s. Again, pretty close actually to normal for this time of year. As far as the rainfall totals go, mostly that's in York and Cumberland County and into coastal New Hampshire. Not a ton though, up to about 1/10 of an inch for Sanford. Same thing for Portland, and again, that is just through about Saturday afternoon. Here's a look at the foliage report. Maybe you're doing some leaf peeping this weekend. It should be pretty good for it. The farther north you are though, the better off you are. Across the county, we are in high right now. Not quite peak yet, but it looks like we'll get there as we get into next week. Still more summer on the way. Again, for this weekend, it's going to be on the cool side, but once we get into the middle of next week, this ridge comes in. It looks like we'll see temperatures again close to 80 for Wednesday and Thursday. So if you're not quite done with summer, it's looking good again as we get into the middle of next week. Tomorrow, though, staying on the cool side, certainly. Not a lot in the way of showers, mostly York and Cumberland County. Again, for those showers by Sunday, it is looking better though. We'll see some sunshine, temperatures in the upper 60s, close to 70, but I don't think we'll quite make it there for the next couple of days. Wednesday and Thursday though, looking better, mid to upper 70s, lower 80s. So again, not quite done with summer yet, or at least not done with feeling like summer.
God, those 60s and 70s, it reminds me of San Diego.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Cindy has a look at what's coming up at 5:30. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, guys. Another shakeup in the Trump administration. This time, Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price is stepping down over allegations of excessive spending on private charter jets. We'll have details coming up in the next half hour. Also, another report of an alleged attempted abduction in the Mid-Coast area. We're going to take a look at that, and we're going to have much more all coming up on News Center at 5:30. Guys?
All right, thanks, Cindy. Now continues in a moment. Another strange internet holiday we feel the need to observe. Today is International Coffee Day. Coffee is far and away America's beverage of choice.
Yeah, just not mine. An international research firm looked at how much Americans drank in 2016. Last year, per capita, nearly 89 gallons of coffee. That's more than twice the amount of carbonated drinks and tea, and almost 3 times as much as bottled water that Americans consume in 2016. I am not contributing to that graph. I do not drink coffee.
Wow, I'm surprised beer is so low.
I'm in on the carbonated drinks, though. That would be me.
Yeah,
you're in on the beer.
Do. I drink a lot of water just from the tap. I don't really do bottled water.
There you go. Good for you. Support your local water district. I like it.
Doing my part in a lot of coffee.
News Center 5:30 starts
right now.